So we're going to make a pork marsala, and we'll talk about where this recipe came from in just a minute. But I've got the pork. These are pork chops that I've pounded. I've got seasoned flour. Interesting thing about this marsala sauce, it's got actually tomato sauce in it and crushed tomatoes, shallots. It's going to have a little bit of garlic, wine, red wine, earthquake, and marsala wine, of course. Minced garlic is going to go in there as well. So we're going to get ready to start seasoning the meat.
Woo!
So getting ready to flour up the meat here. Inside the flour, I've got salt, pepper, and because we have a connection to Carrabba's, we have Mr. C's grill-based meat seasoning there. There's also a little bit of paprika, some salt, and some pepper in there. So well, first of all, let's,
You got it.
Anyway, so we've got the meat pounded out already, so we're just going to flour this up a little bit. Now, these are pork chops. The original recipe from, and again, I'll get into who the recipe is from in just a second, but they used pork tenderloins, and they did it as a medallion. So we'll get that. All right, we'll have this. And then I'll keep going with the rest of this, and next time you see us, we'll have more of this done. So we've got a little bit of olive oil and some unsalted butter going in here, getting hot for the pork that's getting ready to go in.
I'm going to go on your other side here.
All right. He thinks that feels like it's about right to go in.
Good stuff.
So here we go. Whoa, that doesn't happen in cooking shows. All right, so we're gonna let that go. We're gonna get this browned up a little bit, and we'll see where we go when we see you next. Let's flip them over, and we're gonna add a little bit of minced garlic. Saute that up a little bit. And then what goes in next, which is the oddball stuff in a marsala sauce, we're gonna put diced tomatoes, also chopped shallots, and the weird one that I am shocked about is tomato sauce. A couple of tablespoons of tomato sauce. And the mushroom, here she goes in, the mushroom, it goes in. And then we're going to let this saute just a little bit. And next time you see us, we're going to have covered this over. And we're going to let it sit for about 4 minutes or so. And the other one that goes in here is I've got about a quarter cup of Marsala cooking wine, and a Cabernet Sauvignon goes in as well. So that's what's going in. We're going to let that simmer up a little bit. And we're going to cover it over. And in about 3-4 minutes or so, we'll see what we got. So we had it covered over for about 2.5, maybe 3 minutes or so. And the next step of this is to reduce down the fluid and the mix here a little bit, so those flavors come together a little bit. But this is the first time I've ever done this, and so far it looks pretty doggone good. So we're gonna let it cook down a little bit and see where we go. Last side, so I believe that we've got this reduced down to the right thickness and consistency. So the last step is I've made some garlic butter, and the last step is just to throw some garlic butter in and swish it around. And according to the recipe, it gives it a nice little sheen, and look at that. Is it doing that exact kind of thing? It's giving the sauce a little bit of a sheen. Very cool. All right, so that's basically it. It comes off the pan and goes on. We're going to make some broad noodles to put on top of it or with it, and let's see how it tastes. And there we are.
Gorgeous.